Okay, guys, we're getting to our bonus question. We're getting there. Now we're in five. We're in 4.3 now. Now we're in 4.3, and then 4.3 says now we should solve for a. Solve for a if two. So this is multiplication. Two times square root sine alpha equals to 1, and then they're giving you an indication that your angle should actually be between 0 degrees to 360. So when you see something like this, is to tell you that it's actually gonna save you, because you know that if I find an angle that's between 0 or at 0 or less than, with an angle that's greater than 0 equals to 0 or less than 360 or equals to 360, they actually save. So another way they could represent it, they could have said where you have a alpha greater than 0 degrees or less than or equals to 360 degrees. So that's another way they could have also said it. So if your angle exists between here, then just know that you're safe. But if it's not here, and you see that it's like above 360 or less than 0, then you must just double check that again. Then fix your answer. Then you'll get it. So yeah. So here it's algebra from now here. So from here it's algebra. So let's come back here. So from here it's algebra from here. So we first ask ourselves, so we want to try to get to alpha, and then remember we're gonna have to use like the inverse of what's happening. So here is multiplication, so we have to do the inverse of it. So other people would have also still used BODMAS, which is fine. You can use BODMAS. I can see that with BODMAS division will come first, so we can divide here. So BODMAS will allow us to divide. You can use BODMAS if you want to. It really helps, just so you know that you're doing the right thing. So you have 2 sine alpha is equals to 1, right? Yeah. So you're gonna divide both sides by 2 because there's multiplication taking place first. Then you're gonna be left with sine alpha equals to 1 over 2. Then if you want to get rid of the radical, you do the inverse of it. So it's squaring. You can square both sides by 2 here, sorry, and also here by 2. Then this will divide into that, and then you'll be left with you'll be left with sine a, nah? Yeah, you'll be left with k, you'll be left with, so it's going to be equals to a sine alpha, I mean, equals to 1 over 4, because this 1 will multiply at the top and also here, so it simplifies to 1 over 4. Okay, and then now you have a single trig ratio. So now we know that if it's a single trig ratio, I can just say that, okay, from here, now that we have a single trig ratio, we can now say that alpha will be equals to sine arc 1 over 4. So alpha is equals to sine arc 1 over 4. So at the same time, I'll also show you the memo for the previous one we did, the general solution. So your angle is gonna be 14.48 degrees. Yeah, and it makes sense because then it falls under between where alpha is greater than 0 or equals to 360. So yeah, it's fine. So if you get an angle like this, it's fine. You can only substitute the value of alpha into this here, and it should give you 1 over 4. If it doesn't, check again. And then these are your 3 marks. So that's where you get your mark. And then you also get your mark again. You also get your mark again here. And then you would also, yeah, I think, yeah, that's where you get your full 3 marks. 3 marks, 3 marks, 3 marks, 3 marks, 3 marks. Yeah, 3 marks. Okay, let me just share the solutions for the other part also. So I'm just gonna show the solutions of the general solution 2, and as well as the one that we just did now. Okay, yeah, so you see, this is where they're supposed to take us. So you're gonna get your mark here, So that, like I say, the last thing you want to do is always don't always transpose. Transpose when you see it's necessary. So that's the last thing you even want to have in your mind. Try to factorize if possible. So you get your mark there for saying that yeah, either of these values could be equals to 0, and then from there you can change. From here we could have just said okay, yeah, I could just divide both sides by cos x so that I could get a single trig. I would get 2 tan x, and then they were like okay, 2 tan x would be equals to 1. They divided both sides by 2, hence they had 1 over 2 here. And then it's in the first quadrant, so it's going to remain as 90 degrees plus 360, where it's positive there. And also here at 270 plus 360 degrees. And for tan, basically, it's going to exist at yeah, in the first quadrant where x is equal to 2x 26 degrees, 26.557 degrees plus 180 degrees times k. So yeah, and that's where you get your full 6 marks. Yeah, 6 marks. Yeah, and that's where you would get your full 6 marks. Okay, yeah, now let's move on to the bonus question. So I'm just gonna cut this here, and then I'm gonna move on to the bonus question of the day.